Lots of people want to work from home, at least occasionally. For many lawyers, it's pretty easy to do. And now, with the threat of the new coronavirus, we are even more likely to find ourselves working remotely. One of the challenges, however, is that reduced structure sometimes results in reduced productivity. So this seems like a good chance to share one of my favorite time management techniques, which is specifically designed to help you stay focused and productive throughout the workday. Take a piece of paper and draw 4 quadrants. At the top left-hand side of the page, identify the 3 most important things you aim to accomplish today. These are the high-value items or the most time-sensitive. They can include big things like writing a brief or preparing for a pitch, as well as smaller items like following up with a potential client. The key, though, is to limit this to just 3 since it's supposed to be your key priorities for the day. On the top right-hand side of the page, you put little things. Those items that you don't want to forget about, such as calling somebody back or picking up dry cleaning. These are the items that might not be the first level of importance or priority, but for the sake of your life and your work running smoothly, you'd like to get them done in the next 2-3 days. Next is the bottom left-hand quadrant. This is where you plan your day. You include the meetings that are already on your calendar, of course. You slot in your priority items, and you look for appropriate opportunities to take care of some of those little things. The goal is to come up with a plan for the day where you're focusing on your priorities in a way that is achievable. I recommend giving yourself at least 15 minutes for any specific phone call or email, even if you think it should only take a couple minutes. If it's important enough to make your list, it deserves a 15-minute time block. If it does in fact only take 5 minutes, you can experience the joy of getting ahead of schedule. The final quadrant is where you track how you actually spend your time. It can be helpful to think of this as a game. You set the parameters of the game when you make the plan, and then you try to win the game by accomplishing the tasks on your plan. The first time you do this, you may notice that you vastly underestimate how long things are going to take, or maybe the number of interruptions, or maybe you forgot to schedule breaks. The next time, you adjust. For example, if you have a lot of unscheduled interruptions every day, you might want to schedule a 6-hour day instead of an 8 or 10-hour day, simply to accommodate for that. Here are 3 reasons that I think this approach to time management works so well. First of all, it sets you up to win. At the end of a typical day, many people think, I know I was working, but what did I actually accomplish? Or even if you had an amazingly productive day, you can still feel demoralized by the mountain of things left undone. With the system I just described, it takes genuine effort to win your day. It is a challenge, but it's also possible, which is a lot more motivating than when you're feeling completely buried. Second, it helps you to optimize the timing of tasks. If you know that you need to call someone, you can think through in advance when the best time to reach them might be, and you put in your schedule accordingly. Finally, it helps you to stay focused. I'm sure you've heard that Rita Mae Brown quote, "If it weren't for the last minute, nothing would get done." Deadlines focus the mind. Playing a game with yourself to see if you can finish that email or memo in the time you allotted helps you to be more productive. For law firm lawyers, you may be thinking, I already track my billable hours, isn't that enough? There are hundreds of ways lawyers track their time. If what you're doing is working for you, there's no need to change it. But I talk to a lot of extraordinarily successful law firm lawyers who tell me that they get really annoyed with themselves for wasting time. If you are super busy and productive this week, go ahead and skip the planning. But the following week, when you have less billable work on your plate and you're juggling a lot of management and business development responsibilities, that may be when you would find this type of structure more useful. One final point, start fresh each day. Don't just carry over undone items from the previous day. When you do that, it turns into that same old never-ending to-do list. If you'd rather not throw out the list entirely, one approach is to keep your list in a spiral notebook. You start with a fresh page each day, but you also have the option of going back and picking up loose ends or tracking progress. Let me know how it goes. If you are enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe.